Hi everyone, Arlene here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. It's finally time, you guys. It's finally time for me to start doing my home tour. Look at Sophie in there. She says, why are you out on the front porch? I don't know whether you guys can see her or not. Oh, and there's Sam bellowing at me out that window because he hears me out here talking. I was going to start out in the yard there, but as you can see, it's raining. So I'll wait till another day to tell you all about the outside. Instead, I think I'm going to go on in and tell you about the family room and the back part of our home. As you can see, we live kind of out in the boonies, in the woods, which is the way we like it. So here we go. Hi, Sophie. Get back. Get back. Hi, Sophie. As you can see, when you walk in, you walk into the kind of the center of the house, there's actually more house to the left than there is to the right, but that is the family room straight ahead of you. This is the living room. I'm going to turn on some lights here, huh? This is the living room. This is Sophie acting like a crazy dog because I was outside for like 2 seconds. And this is the dining room. There's Sam. Hi, Sam. Sam says, yeah, whatever. He's Mr. Calm. She, on the other hand, is happy. Happy, happy, happy. Not that he's not happy. He's happy. All right, let's get on in here. I'm going to take my coat off. Give me a second here. Rip this coat off. I thought I was going to go on out into the yard, and that's just not happening. All righty, here we go. As we walk through this little alcove here, we come into the family room and into my nice little cozy corner here, and the big old TV and the credenza. And let me give you a little background here about this house. We decided to build our quote-unquote retirement home. This is our last home. We will not ever live anywhere else. They will carry us out of here. And we waited a very, very, very long time to build this home. We got a custom builder, so we were able to make a lot of the choices ourselves, like those windows up there. They were an extra. And as I go around here, I'm just going to tell you how we made our choices and what we added to the base cost of the house. I'm not going to, go into numbers or anything like that. We don't need to go there. And I live in Virginia. I'm sure you all know that. But anyway, this fireplace was an add-on. Chris is downstairs. If you hear banging and whatnot, he is down in the basement. Basement door's right there. Down in the basement, building his workshop. So you might hear some pounding and drilling and whatnot. So sorry about that. Anyway, this fireplace was a big extra for that puppy. And one of our biggest first purchases for this house was a mirror. In the model home, at our builder's model home, they had a mirror up over the fireplace. And it was pretty, but it was too modern for me. And we wanted something, more classic, leaning toward kind of the country, but not, primitive country. And guess who found this mirror online? At lightingdirect.com, as a matter of fact. Chris did. So that thing is 6 feet tall, I think by 3.5 or 4 feet wide. It is huge and heavy. And it took 3 of us, my daughter Kristen, me, and Chris, to get that puppy hung. And he's got it up there nice and securely. But that really makes a statement in this room. It's one of my favorite aspects of this room. And I love the corner fireplace like that. One of these days, we're going to get these rooms painted a color. This is just the builder's grade paint in here, which is not bad. Actually, it's a pretty color. But I want something warmer, more in a Greige, so that I can take it throughout. All right, one other thing I wanted to tell you about is these pieces of carpet that you see. We got hardwood floors put throughout the house. That was definitely an upgrade too. And these pieces of carpet, a lot of people in my blog have asked me where and how we got these big pieces of carpet. Well, we went to our local carpet store. Not like Lowe's, although Lowe's or Home Depot would probably do it. But anyway, we chose a kind of a plainish piece of carpet, and we had them bind the edges. And we came in here and we measured the rugs, and we had them made to size. We did the same thing with the foyer and those rugs in there. These are the same pattern, but a slightly different color. These have like a gray background with khaki and cream, almost with browns in it. So, and then we pulled the cream out and did the cream in the foyer, which has worked out well considering we have 3 dogs. I was a little worried about that. As you can see, we bought all new furniture pretty much when we came in here. We've saved, as I said, we saved a long time for this, and we knew that the furniture that we had in our other house, which was all light oak, would not really go in this house very well. I wanted deeper tones in the floors. And so we picked black. There's Chris with his nail gun. Black, a credenza there, that's new. And the hutch, the table, and that desk. Also, these 2 chairs are new. Well, newish when we moved in. We've been in here 3 years now. So, I love the black furniture. I was a little worried when we came in here. Also, too, as I've mentioned here and there in my videos, I was quite concerned about how in the world I was going to decorate this house, because I knew it was large, and I have always been about a home feeling warm and welcoming and comfortable for people who visit, so that they can feel like they can come in, sit down, put their feet up, pet a dog, have the dog on the couch up beside them. You know, let them be comfortable. I don't ever want anybody to come in here and feel like they can't touch anything or feel like they cannot be comfortable. It's very important to me. So I was quite worried about how I was going to bring the warmth into this house. Little story behind the pipberry garland. You can get the pipberry garland at thepipberrybarn.com. I highly recommend them. Their garlands are big and beautiful. A lot prettier than some of the local stores around here provide. And they might be a little pricey, but you can catch them on sale if you keep an eye out. And I just love them, obviously, because I use a lot of them. But my daughter Kristen was sitting here one day, and before I put anything up on the staircase, and said, "Mom, you need to put something on your staircase. It looks bare." And I was like, you know what? You are right. So the very first thing I came up with was burlap. I went and bought burlap material. I'll see if I can find a picture, and I'll insert it right here to show you and that was pretty. I love that. But I couldn't light it up. I didn't want to burn the house down, you know. So, and wrapping lights around that would just not look very good. So, came up with the pipberry idea. And there are, I cannot remember how many garlands we purchased. They are 6 feet long, and we measured, and Chris is the bath genius in the house. I am not. So we got however many he said we needed. And we have them tied together, and the only time they come down is at Christmas time. And y'all probably just saw my ornament and pine garland. And that is the only thing that goes in this place. There's another bang, sorry. Chris and I. There's that family wreath that I just highlighted the other day. Hanging here on the family room door. We will go out here another day when it's not raining, and I'll tell you all about the patio and our backyard and why I have 2 fences. Let me just say wildlife, and I want to keep my dogs closer to the house so I can get them in quick if I need to. So we'll do that another day. On over here to this table and shelf. Chris painted the table. I do not paint. I do not paint walls. I do not paint tables. I make wreaths. I make centerpieces. I make designs. I decorate. I do not paint. No, no. He painted the table and distressed it, and it was this color to begin with, and made it look old because I had purchased that shelf from a little country store, and I wanted something to match, and we didn't want to get rid of the table because it has like cool doors and drawers, and it's got a little shelf down there. So that picture, as you've all probably heard, my mother-in-law gave me that when her mama passed away. I love it. It's of a mother reading to her 2 daughters, and I cherish it, and it will always be hung somewhere in my house. A lot of the little things that you see on my shelves, like all the willow tree figurines, have been gifts from my daughters or other family members. I did that flower arrangement. Well, excuse me, mister. Do you need to get past me? All right. There you go. All right. Here's the room where we dumped a lot of money, I will say. Because we know how much it costs to renovate a kitchen, and we are not ever going to be willing to renovate this kitchen. So we did a lot of upgrades. We upgraded the cabinets, the countertops, the hood is an upgrade. The gas range top is an upgrade. The cabinets are full coverage cabinets, meaning you cannot, there goes Chris stalling again, sorry. Meaning, like, I can't even open this cabinet without a handle on it. I'll tell you about the handles in a second. But they're full coverage, meaning they go right from the middle all the way over to the edge, and you cannot open the doors. Full coverage cabinet doors. Also, too, they're soft close. Hello. Let's do that again. Let me show you that again. They're soft close. I'm such a geek. I always love that. I feel so lucky that we have that. And all of the drawers are soft close doors. All of the drawers are soft closed drawers as well. A little story about the cabinet pulls. We did put pulls on the uppers and the lowers. Some people put knobs on one or the other and handles on the other. We chose to do the handle pulls everywhere, uppers and lowers. And to get them through the cabinet company was going to be $25 per handle. That's what them installing them too. But $25 per handle. Goodness gracious. That was ridiculous. So Chris actually found them online and purchased, I don't even know how many, it was 50 some, I think, for this kitchen. And we also have them in our laundry room, which I'll show you in a few minutes. And he made jigs for all the different cabinet sizes and drawer sizes and whatnot. And he came here the day before we moved in. Our builder let him in. And he drilled all the holes and installed all of the handles. That man is braver than I. Also, too, another extra, back up again, or let me go this way, are all these sorry about that, my camera went off all by itself. So I can turn everything off up there with one switch. Also, those are battery operated candles inside all the lanterns. And Chris has rigged them all up with little transformers and has plugged them into the outlets. So they are on, as long as I have that switch on, those candle lights are on. All right, I think that does it for the kitchen. Bet you I've forgotten something. Hopefully not, though. But before we moved in, I decided what I wanted up on the cabinets. Up on top of the cabinets, I had the design already in my head. And I just collected it all, and Chris got on a ladder, and I handed him up on the Dickens houses, and the baskets, and the plates. I wasn't going to put curtains in here at first, but then I decided I wanted curtains. Nobody can see in here, but I wanted just a little something. So I picked those from countrycurtains.com, I think. Some more of those scrolly pieces on either side of the window. This is the pantry in here. Am I seeing the pantry? It's exciting. Probably a mess. Woohoo! It's exciting. There's the pantry. But what is in here and how we've rigged it up, we had all of, this is where all of our techie stuff is. All of our printer, we have 2 printers, and all of our internet modems and whatnot, they're in there as well. I think that does it for the kitchen. Here we come into the kitchen eating area and that desk. Love that desk from Hooker. I did want to tell you about, I usually keep a tablecloth on my table. I don't know whether you guys do, but I normally do. I like to protect it, but also what protects these tables, both tables, the dining room table in there, and this table. I got these table pads from affordabletablepads.com. That's where I got them. And you can buy them for any size table, any shape table, and you can also get as many leaves as you need for the tables as well, and they are magnetic and they snug up against one another. Right now we have 1 leaf in this table. Believe it or not, can you believe this table actually has another leaf that could go in it? I think this thing can sit 12, and we've had 12 at it before too. We hosted a family reunion here. My lovely family came, and we were all sitting around, a bunch of us anyway, we're sitting around this table. I have a lot more than 12 family members. But I wanted to tell you about that. You can put anything on those table pads, on these table pads, hot, cold. I'll put the tablecloth on sometimes and iron it on this thing. That's how wonderful it is. The best purchase ever. You can set anything on it, anything heavy, it doesn't matter. You cannot hurt it. And it protects, is really protecting this new table. And I love it. Oh, I did want to tell you, one of our major choices was that we chose to do everything on this level of the home. All of the sink faucets and light fixtures and handles on all the doors, we made them into oil rub bronze. Hence, that's how we chose the color of the kitchen hardware too. The only lights we purchased from the builder in this house though were these lights here in the kitchen. And we went online and found the other light fixtures. This one here. I'll walk around real quick and then I'll come back into this because I want to finish this area. I'm not going to tell you about this area today. I'll just show you the lights. That light fixture. We also bought our curtain rods. I'll tell you about that when I get in here too. And that big mama up there. Check this out too. You can look. When you stand right here in the foyer, you can look up and see my little landing up there, which I'll tell you about that another day too. And then that light fixture. We purchased all those light fixtures. They're all from the same company, and they are from the same company that those in the kitchen are from. Okay, coming on back around here, I'm going to show you the powder room, the mud room, the powder room, and the laundry room. And then that's going to finish off this video. This first episode, episode 1 in my home tour. I hope I'm not boring y'all to tears here. This is the mud room. This was my mama's soap cabinet. For those of you who didn't see my Christmas tour, my mama used to make soap. My mom is no longer with us. She passed away of Alzheimer's by 4 years, the 25th of this month. But that's her cabinet. When you open the door, you can still smell the soap. There's a nice big cobweb in the corner. Excuse that. Ooh, my land. That's how you get out to the garage here. We have a triple car garage. And I'll tell you about that another day too. Here's all my crafting stuff, some of it here. Somewhat organized. It's a little bit in disarray because of the putting Christmas away and so on. Got a hall tree in here. And yeah, I kind of decorated in here too. Got pretty curtains. And we put hardwood floors in here too. And a picture, a basket, you know. Just this and that here and there. Just something to make it feel homey. And as you come on this way, here is the powder room. And I'll insert a picture right here to show you what this powder room looked like the day we moved in. Or well, I don't think I have a picture of the day we moved in because we had taken everything out of here and because we were expecting this vanity and mirror. And we also replaced the lights. I don't know if you can see the lights very well. Hang on. Oop, can't see them like that, that's for sure. Anyway, we also replaced the light fixture. We got these from Home Depot. And they're really nice too. And they have soft closed doors and drawers too. Look at that. That's really, really nice. This is a shelf that Chris made me years and years ago and I put in here. I actually wanted my mom's soap shelf in here. That's what I wanted to hang in here. But either we measured wrong or they didn't make the wall quite wide enough. But I even went so far as to put, you know, when you go around and you ask them, or you tell them where you want your light switches and you want your outlets put. They thought I was crazy because I put it over here. And, you know, normally you walk in the door and you turn on the light, you know, to whatever side the door opens on. But I had them put it here because I had in my mind that I wanted to put the soap cabinet here, and unfortunately it didn't fit. So I had to come up with another plan. So we used that shelf, which is good because I love it. And of course, this is one of the wreaths. I mentioned in my other video right before this one that I was going to do a wreath tutorial voiceover. Well, I'm going to do it with this wreath after I get done the home tour. There is that Valentine's Day wreath I made the other day. Boy, that turned out pretty. Love that big red bow. And here is our laundry room. Now, there's a big story behind this laundry room. First of all, we just paint Chris, not we. Wasn't any we about that. Chris just painted this past weekend. This butternut color. And man, oh man, am I loving this. Matches these curtains to a T. It is so pretty. But when we first moved in here, there was nothing in here except for the floor. I had chosen the floor color and the curtains about the same time. Chosen them. When we moved in, we didn't have anything. We sold our other washer and dryer with our other house. So these were delivered the day we moved in. Chris had ordered the cabinets from cabinetking.com, I believe, had them delivered by freight. And he installed all the cabinets, the crown molding up top, and this is a light rail. There's a light underneath here. And he installed the backsplash. That's a ceramic backsplash. Now this countertop is not real expensive. He installed this too, the countertop and the sink and the faucet, of course. But this is not granite. This is just something laminate, I guess. But again, we have the same drawer pulls as we do in the kitchen, which is right there from here. And these drawers are also soft close. And a spiffy little special thing about this is Chris put a trash can cabinet in, and that's where I keep the dogs' food. This is where they eat all the time. But this whole room was our brainchild. We decided how we wanted to do it, and we made it come to fruition. And the reason I went ahead and decorated it up is because it sits on the front of the house. And I wanted it to be a pretty room. I didn't want it to become a catch-all room. I wanted to enjoy doing that stupid ironing when I have to come and do it. Also, while I'm at it, I might as well tell you about these lights in the windows. As you can see, I have lights in every window, and they are all ganged onto one switch, which is over on the other end of the family room. And so I can go over here and I'll show you. Our builder offered this package. It was called the Holiday Light Package. And right into this little hallway here. And if you click this switch, all the lights go out. Click it again, they all come back on. Upstairs and downstairs. I don't have to run around from window to window anymore like I used to have to in my other house to turn on all the lights. I keep lights in the windows because of the story behind the lights in the windows. It would, during the Civil War, mothers and wives would leave a candle burning in the window so that their soldier could find their way home. There are many stories behind the lights in the windows. Y'all could Google it. One of the stories is it's a sign of friendship and welcoming. So that's why I have them in my windows all the time. Plus, again, it adds to that warm and cozy kind of feel. Well, that about does it for this episode. I think I remembered to tell you everything I wanted to. Oh, one thing. No, I didn't. One other thing. In one other video, I said that I told about this during Christmas, I think. And I'll show you a picture of this. But Chris has found this spiffy little gadget online. He has all my mini lights ganged together. It gives you like a receptacle where you plug in everything. It looks like that back there. And you have one remote, and it turns everything out, except for a couple things. It turns those out up there, and everything, all the staircase lights, the fireplace lights, the cozy corner lights over there. So I'm going to turn them back on. And that really makes me feel good that when I leave the house, I don't have all these little lights. As you can see, I have incorporated my whole little list that I gave in that video from yesterday. I'll give you a link to that video in the description. Episode 2 will be coming soon. In that episode, I will take you through, I might take you upstairs first before I take you through the living room and dining room. I think I'll take you upstairs and show you around up there. So I'll just say, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye now.